One of the best pieces of advice that I've received about creative work of various kinds is to just do it. So I'm just doing it now. This is not going to be a polished video. This will be the first video, I believe, that I'll upload to my channel, because I've been thinking about doing some YouTube videos, and this seems like a project worthy of a channel. So this is the introduction to my 1999 Mitsubishi Montero. This is the Gen 2.5. The generation that had these body panels that served as the fender flares rather than the plastic cladding that other models of the Montero came with. This is an old vehicle and it needs some things, but I love this type of vehicle. Old four-wheel drive, modern enough, but not so full of electronics that I'm worried about any time something goes wrong that I won't be able to find it because it's some kind of electrical issue, and that's outside my wheelhouse, so to speak. All the things that I've learned to do on vehicles, I've learned just because I've had things go wrong. I've had things that I did not have money to have someone else fix, and so I had to fix them. So this vehicle, whoa, stepped in a little hole there. This vehicle is an opportunity for me to learn a lot more about cars and car maintenance and projects. So I am going to learn along the way, as I already have been, and try to enjoy the process, make it a fun project. The vehicle came with these 33-inch mud terrains, which is bigger and badder than I'm used to, but I like them. I like the way they look on the vehicle. They don't rub. There's a little tiny bit of rub up front at full lock, but hardly any. This is basically stock height. I did crank up the torsion bars a little bit yesterday to mostly even it out. This has torsion bars in the front for the suspension and coil springs in the rear. This has I believe it's the second generation of the 3.5 V6 that they used in these Monteros before they moved to the 3.8. It has electric mirrors that work, electric door locks, which are finicky but technically work. All I've really done to it so far is clean it. The previous owner put these covers on the seats because apparently they're not very good under there, and they did this stitch-on steering wheel cover. The seat is squeaky. That's okay. This all works. The only thing up here that you can see that doesn't work that I'm aware of is that the little light for the drive indicator, specifically in drive, does not turn on, but that's okay. This is the center instrument cluster, which I am a big fan of. The compass works most of the time if it turns on. It is pretty cool. I'm happy about that. I had to remove this housing and pull that out and clean the contacts and replace the light. And mostly it seems to work now. The oil pressure gauge does not work, but I believe it's just the oil pressure sending unit, which I will be replacing. And then the voltimeter does work. Clock works, air conditioning works beautifully. Thank the good Lord, because it's currently really hot out. It's middle of August in Arkansas, and it's probably currently close to 100 degrees. Four-wheel drive works as far as I'm aware. We've got the locking rear differential there. We have heated seats. We've got a little center console there with some things. I cleaned the interior of it pretty well. There's some stains in the headliner, that's okay. The motor for the sunroof does not work, which is Apparently very common, but there is a manual adjuster right inside there. So I could open it up if I wanted to. The lights were all changed to LEDs by the previous owner, inside and outside. The rear seats are in great shape. I keep tools back there because, you know, old cars. Nice floor mats were included. The jack is under here. The opposite compartment is empty, so that could be used for various storage. These seats have these armrests that come out, or you use this and it flips forward and locks in place, and then you would pull this lever to unlock it. That is to accommodate third row seating. Lusso Overland. I already have some parts on order from them. Gonna be a fantastic resource. I love these rear windows, which open from the inside there. You unlock them from the inside and then they slide open like that. Great for rear seat occupants. This door needs to kind of be pushed in when you unlatch it right now. I think it's because of the added weight of that really beefy tire. You have your third row seats here, which are pretty easy to come down. So you take this and undo it and unlatch, and then when you drop it, this comes down and latches in. And there's your third row seat. And I'm not a large guy, but you know, third row seating, like my knees don't touch the person in front of me. They're up kind of high. That's okay. You can always fold it forward, push your feet up. Don't mind my Starbucks fake Birkenstocks. Not Starbucks, Target. The sunroof is very large. Lets in a lot of heat, so I keep that closed. You got grab handles, 2 in the back as well as 2 up front. Really nice. Light functions. Full-size hitch. This came with this 10-disc CD changer. So, I'll move this out of the way. You do this and it slides open. Press eject. And that pops out. And then you just put in your discs. If you have those. If you have those, let me know in the comments, because I think it's the way to go. Oh, this is one of my favorite features. A couple of my favorite features. One, on the back hatch, you have a little tool set. Unfortunately, I'm missing the screwdriver bit, which is okay, but such a nifty feature. And then over here, it has a work light with a magnetic back. So you can just stick it on there, or your engine, your hood inside, anywhere you need that's metal. And you just plug it in, open it up. You just plug it into your outlets. And when you're done, you coil it up and put it back. Fantastic. Yeah, but that's the vehicle. I'm not going to make this video too long. I'll talk over some of the things I need to do to it, or am planning to do. The previous owner scraped out the spots where there was rust and ground them down, and then treated them with POR 15 or POR 15 or POR 15. I don't know exactly how it's called. So that, along with the entire frame of the vehicle, he treated with rust prevention. There's your torsion bar. I just used those yesterday to level the vehicle a bit, which is amazing to be able to literally get under there with a 17mm socket on a ratchet and just change your lift, at least in the front. It's pretty awesome. So I plan on doing some body work, which I've never done, to repair that. along with this hole back here, and that spot there, and that spot there. Don't know why both those are there on pretty much identical spots on the rocker panels, but they are. Other than that, it's in pretty clean shape. I'll show you the motor. Right down here, the hood release. This is hard to do with one hand. There we go. I'm gonna set this down. And there it is. There's the 3.5 V6. This coming weekend, I'm planning on doing spark plugs and wires along with the valve cover gaskets and the intake manifold gasket. You have to take off the intake, whole thing, in order to get to your spark plugs. So while we're there, we're going to do the valve cover gaskets as well, because they're probably leaking pretty bad from what we can tell. And we'll change those while we're in there. But it performs well. It has had timing done. Timing belt's in there. It's had timing done recently. It's had the entire cooling system replaced. I think it's likely had some of the air conditioning system rebuilt, because the air conditioning functions really beautifully. Fog lights down there that do not work currently. Good spot for them though. And then the headlights were replaced with LEDs. I don't like the pattern that they shine in. They're not very level or even on the road, and I don't like that. So I'll need to find some way to adjust those. The headlight washers do not work. I think that's a very normal thing on vehicles like this that had them. They get clogged up and they're just not worth fixing. That was the reservoir for it as well. But yeah, that's the vehicle. I'm calling him Mel. Mel the Mitsubishi. Mel the Montero. I haven't seen any of these for sale in this country. I haven't looked in any other countries either, but this was a really cool find for me. Seems like a bit of a godsend, because I had an old Isuzu Rodeo and I wrecked it, so this is a worthy upgrade. That's all for now.